How are you? Sorry, I missed your call. Forgive me.
Yo, welcome to Crate 808. Right now with me, I have a man who once said he doesn't need a cosign, his credit is good, he'll erase your whole block, he can edit your hood. It's Queens' very own lyrical assassin, Meyhem Lauren, man. How are you doing, Meyhem?
What's the good word, man? I'm chilling. I can't complain, you know? I'm just living life. Whatever's going on, I'm trying to keep it going.
Mate, I love that attitude. Man. Just chilling, hard at work, just doing your thing on the grind, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, I love that. Well, first things first, man. Everyone who pops on the podcast, we always ask them the same question to start off with. What's the least hip-hop thing you've done in the last 24 hours, mate?
The least hip-hop thing?
Mm-hmm.
I got a facial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty least hip-hop. I see that. How's it feel? How's it feel after you do that?
I mean, it feels good. We just finished filming season 4. Fuck, that's delicious. So I ate a bunch of things I don't usually eat, and I overate, and I was breaking out a little bit, so I had to fix my face and return back to my original gorgeous state.
Please tell me just one little thing you've eaten this time around on this season where you've been like, what the fuck was that?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. Before this season, I was actually a vegetarian for 9 months.
Oh, snap. Seriously?
And I was really into it, and I felt good. But I ended up breaking it this season. I did 3 episodes where I held on to my vegetarian ways. Mm-hmm. But then when I went to Spain and they pulled that octopus out the water, it was over.
You and your seafood, man. You and your seafood. You love it.
Yeah, I had to make it come back. We're reunited. Me and seafood have become one once again.
I love that, man. I love that. Did Alchemist have any? Usually he's always in the back like, I'm chilling. I'm good.
Nah, Al actually, he ate a lot this season. I don't know if he has a secret food coach or somebody telling him to stop turning things down on TV. He actually ate a lot. He did his thing.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm here for this. As is everyone else, man. That's the best food show out there, man. Trust me.
Really appreciate it.
May, man. First of all, you're on here now. We talk 90s. We've been waiting for people like you to come on and tell us like where you started. So I would love to just know like how did you even get into the culture, the game? Just start rapping. Lay it on me, man.
I mean, I'm really just a fan that turned into an artist. I love rap since I was a little kid. I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old. Like when the Great Adventures of Slick Rick dropped and Rob Bass and Easy Rock, like you know what I mean? Like I was just as soon as I heard rap, I loved it. I remember being like uptown at my grandmother's house and like hearing cars drive past playing like Public Enemy and whatever was going on that era, and I'm just like, yo, I love this. And then eventually I started rapping on my own, and fast forward, here we are.
Damn, man. So as a fan just turned good. I love that, man. What made you go from like just listening to actually writing rhymes? Or I know you started bombing, right? So you started bombing early, I heard. So like what made you? What was it? Friends or just like, I've got to go out and do this?
Nah, you know what? Honestly, when I wrote my first rhyme, I never forget. I was bored in high school. I was bored in class, and I'm like, pretending like I'm taking notes, but I was writing rhymes.
Oh, we need to big up that teacher now then. We need to big up that boring teacher, basically.
Nah, and you know what? Like, one class was boring, right? But then when I had English, I actually liked it because I would take words and things that we learned and, like, incorporate them in the rhymes. So I wasn't even recording at that point, though. I was just writing rhymes, spitting them in school and just keeping them to myself, whatever. But I didn't record anything until I was, like, probably in my first year at college,
So where do you think that came from, that creative impulse just to like write? I know it's boredom.
I mean, it's the city when, originally, like the music was a reflection of the streets. Now it's kind of like the street gets its identity from the music. So that being said, I was just engulfed in like the culture and everything around it. Like, I love rap, I love hip hop, I love, graffiti and just things to do with the whole subculture was a part of me. So it was easy to rap about what I was doing,
This is the thing. So when we're talking about rapping and writing and bombing, first of all, we've got to talk about the name. One of our listeners, Simon Ward, big up Simon Ward, he loves you, man. He says that Meyhem Lauren is like one of the best MC names. Just saying it's like heavy. First of all, where's it come from? And second of all, what I want to ask is, what other MC names did you have before that? before you landed on that one?
You know what? When I used to write like graffiti, like my tag was MEY, but I pronounced it May, so it was May 1, or I would write May Low because of the whole Ralph Lauren polo thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Meyhem Lauren is just like the evolution of May Low.
I like it, man. Yeah.
It's the grown up version.
The Lauren Lavici, man. That's what I'm talking about. I love that.
Oh yeah, now Lorenovici, Lorenovich, Omar Lorendez. Yakov Lorendelbaum, you know what I mean? We got to give all culture some love.
Yakov Oh, man, that is heavy. I've not heard that one. That's crazy, man. That's
I can't, it's just, I'm just having fun. Basically, when you start changing your own last name and just playing with it, I'm having fun, man. I'm fucking having fun.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. And when we're talking about these MC names, I got to ask you, man, some of your favorite MC names of other people, like what you thought, that's a dope MC name. Is there anyone that stands out to you?
Off top, I always like Cormega. Cormega always sounded ill. It was like his own shit, like he flipped his name. I liked Cormega.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Tragedy Gaddafi was an ill name.
Yeah. I know Prodigy is really simple, but I love the idea of Prodigy and Havoc.
Yeah,
that always
what's funny? Those names, they worked out. I like Mobb Deep more than I like the name Solo, but in terms of artists, those are two of the illest human beings to ever do anything to do with rap. Man, I don't even know if I want to rap if there was no Mobb Deep. To be honest, man, they're very influential. Just coming from Queens, just that whole sound, just like the combination of the two. Shout out to them, man. Rest in peace, P.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure, man. Go on, drop me some of your favorite Mobb Deep tracks. I need to hear some now, man. Like, what you saying?
Prodigy's verse on Apostles' Warning is crazy.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That shit is some whole other shit, bro. That's like, whoa. Keep It Thorough is one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah, man. Banger to this day. To this day, it's a banger, man.
Yeah. Veterans Memorial. Live Nigga Rap.
Okay.
Having P on that killed it. Obviously, Nas killed it too. But
yeah.
Y'all could go on forever, bro. This whole podcast could end up being about Mobb Deep versus that. There was a certain point in time when it was like they were just flawless, like aliens, like not even real humans. Not to take away from anything they did before or after, but I feel there was like a little period where it was like shit was extraterrestrial. It didn't even make sense. It was just the illest shit in the world. Straight up.
Yeah, man, definitely. That Hell on Earth album, man. I remember that dropped and that was it. That was just broke me.
Hell on Earth's my favorite Mobb Deep album. You know what's crazy? A lot of people will go with the Infamous. I just like Hell on Earth more. Maybe it's because of my age that when that dropped, I was more on my own in the street or whatever. But Hell on Earth to me is more cohesive. It's darker. I love Hell on Earth. You know what I mean?
Thank you about the cohesive thing. We have album debates on this podcast, and I brought Hell on Earth, and everyone was like, yeah, but Infamous has got this and this. And I was like, I'm talking about the whole package. For me, they're both amazing, but Hell on Earth for me is front to back consistent. Oh man, just what an album, man. What an album. So when you grew up then, you're growing up in Queens, was it really just East Coast stuff you're listening to, or were you listening to a lot of different things?
No, I was listening to a lot of different things.
So West Coast was penetrating, and South, any South stuff?
I didn't listen to much South stuff, to be honest. I like selective South things. I like Outkast and Goodie Mob, Dungeon Family shit, because they were rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually like more South stuff now as I've gotten older and evolved. But coming up, I didn't listen to too much South shit. But yeah, I listen to a lot of West Coast stuff though. I listen to a lot of Cypress, definitely Cypress Hill. A lot of Snoop and Dre, Death Row. You know what I mean? I liked Eazy-E. I liked MC8. I liked a lot of West Coast stuff, but it was always majority East. But I did fuck with the West.
Because from here, from the UK, we got everything. So a lot of the gatekeepers were giving us East and West, but we got South stuff later. But just interested to know what was happening in Queens at the time. Do you know what I mean? Just to feel see what people were saying about then. When we're talking about your career though, and when you've gone last 10, 15 years, you've been on it, bro. You've been bringing albums out and the lyrics. I mean, what do you look back at your evolution and you're like, is there something that if you were to look back, there's a career highlight, or there's something that you would love to just be remembered for that you've dropped?
Nah, you know what? And that's the funny thing about my career. I don't feel that there is one highlight. I feel that if you respect me, it's because of everything cohesive, everything together. You know what I mean? It's not like one track. It's not like one album. It's like a discography. It's an evolution. It's growth. It's like, that's what makes me me. I'm like a legacy artist. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
At least that's how I feel, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I see it as well. Because it's like, you're always consistent. That's the thing I remember. Like, I can't remember a time when you weren't bringing stuff out, even if you're collabing with Bronson or whatever, or with Alchemist, or you're dropping like features here and there. I remember like being like, yeah, May's kind of consistently bringing it. Like, you know, that's how I felt with it. So
you have to. I mean, yo, if you're gonna do this, you gotta take it serious and do it for real, or otherwise, don't do it, man. Figure something else out. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, man. And we were talking to Muggs, and I know you've done members. You've done quite a few little projects recently with Muggs, and I was talking to him about like how he feels like working with you and all that. And man, that connection is real. Like the chemistry is there, real. Like there ain't no fronting on that. Like when I was talking to him, and he was like just saying how you first met and how you started just making beats. Like it's your work ethic. I think he really, really praised a lot. I mean, what's it been like on your point of view with your kind of collabing with Muggs?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an honor to work with Muggs. You know, like he's a legend. He's one of the best in the game, and it's like he's achieved things musically most people won't in general. And then when you go back to like grimy hip hop shit, he's still the best at that. So he's wearing two hats. Like he's had big records that most pop stars aren't gonna have, and then he'll still do the most gutter stuff in the world. Like Muggs is like a rare, special type of human, and I'm just glad we got to link and just keep hitting them with fire. You know what I mean? We got a lot of stuff in the stash. Like, believe me, the best of Meyhem Muggs is yet to come out. The shit we're sitting on is crazy, and that I promise you that.
Yeah, man, Jesus. He said to me that he would have maybe just thrown Wavy away until you were saying, no, Wavy's heavy. We need to do something with Wavy because that beat is sick. That beat is sick. I can't believe he was just going to offcut that.
Yeah, sometimes you just hear different things. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because Wavy isn't even a typical beat that I have rhymed on like in the past. But when I heard it, I was like, yo, this is something right here. And he was like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And we just cooked it and, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not typical. That's what's wicked about it. It's just a little bit left, a little bit different to what you've already done. And what would you say you've learned with Muggs, like working with a legend like that, like generally, like?
I just learned to really just to try things. That's one thing. Like, you know what? Like career wise, I kind of like got a formula. I feel like I somewhat mastered it. And I stuck to it. It was kind of easy. But with Muggs, I tried things I didn't usually because Muggs recommending them. It's like, you know what? This is Muggs making a recommendation. Let me give it a shot. Like other people might tell me something and I won't even listen. So he's just like, yo, at the end of the day, if it's not good, we're not going to put it out. So I slowed things down or stretched words and just played with them. And you know what? Most of the time that I came out of my comfort zone, I ended up with fire. Like maybe like 1 out of like 20 times that we threw something out, but
yeah, no, I feel it. It's education, right? So when we're talking like Muggs, we're talking about legends. We ask every guest who comes in. I hate to put them in this corner, but I would love it if you could tell me your top 5 MCs. If you had like a top 5 favorite MCs.
You know what's crazy? I recently just did an interview, right? And I had someone asked me this question, and I'm probably gonna answer it differently now because it just changes constantly. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. For sure, they all change all the time. You know, mine's always flexing here and there. So yeah, I feel you. But like, if you were to drop it right now, what have we got?
I would say Cool G Rap.
Boom.
Prodigy.
100%.
Big Pun.
Yes.
Nas.
Okay.
Shit, what do I have? 1 or 2 more left.
You got 1 left.
Can I cheat? Can I just make MOP one person?
Yes, you can.
Can I just say MOP? Because MOP is...
Yeah, man. This is why we do this podcast, man. Because there's people at MOP, not a lot of people talking about right now, but we want to bring that back. Like, come on, man. People need to respect MOP.
MOP is the greatest duo ever in the history of rap.
Heavy take. Fahrenheit, man. That was a hot top 5. I like it, man. I can't pick any holes with that one. So yeah, I like that, man. But Mayhem, man, you're on here now. We got to talk about food. I mean, that's your thing, man. I'm in the office walking around. DJ Muggs, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be heavy. A lot of these kids do not know who DJ Muggs is. They need educating. But when I say, oh, I've got Meyhem Lauren coming in.
Crazy, though?
Go on.
They know DJ Muggs records though. You know what it is, man? Like at least from my point of view, like before I met Muggs, Muggs was like a low key dude intentionally, like you know, and Muggs records, but unless you read the who was producing things, a lot of times producers get overshadowed by rappers. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like everyone knew Be Real, and then people knew House of Pain. Everyone knows fucking Jump Around. Everyone knows Killer Man. But like the average person might not know Muggs, and then Muggs used, up until recently, Muggs walked around with a bucket hat in his head. You don't even know what Muggs looked like till
Yeah,
till
exactly.
recently. I barely knew what Muggs looked like till I met him, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I know exactly who he was. He just kept that mysterious aura, and I feel that was ill too. I know I'm getting off topic now, but I was talking to my homie recently, and I was saying that rappers kind of give people too much in this era. Like, to me, I wasn't really into like comic books and cards. Like, rappers were superheroes to me. So I didn't want to know everything about them. It used to be mysterious. Now, because of Instagram, it's like I know what every rapper's kid looks like. I know what they had for breakfast. I know their political views. Like, nah, man, I just want to know what I see in a video and what I hear on a record. Like, you're giving me too much, man. Like,
so true, man. When we grew up, we try to nail this. Like, we're talking on the pod, we're like, what was it about that? Like, for us in the UK, we're even more separated, mate. Over here, it's like you may bump into someone in Queens, you may bump into Prodigy, you may do. Over here, you're not going to do that. So to us, it was almost like wrestlers. It was almost like like superheroes, like Marvel now. Like, oh shit, like this guy, you don't know if fucking Big Pun's gonna run up on you with a tech. Do you know what I mean? Like, that could actually happen. You don't know. Like, that's where we came from with it.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like I don't want to know what like my favorite rappers' kids and wife looks like. Like, that's none of my business. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to know that shit, man. Like,
yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
1 2 1 2, you know what it is. This your man SKYZOO Skyzoo, live at the borough. And this is the Crate 808 podcast. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review, and most importantly, share that love and put your peoples on. Crate 808, one time.
But this is what I'm saying. So people who are into hip hop, people know Jump Around, people know Cypress Hill. So when I would say to them, oh, it's this track, they'd be like, oh yeah. But the interesting thing was when I'd be like, oh, but we got Mayhem coming on as well. And they'd be like, oh, the guy from Foot That's Delicious. I'd be like, yeah, that guy. They'd be like, oh my God, you got that guy coming up. And it's like, oh wow, there's a weird generational gap here between people who don't know hip hop at all to people who know you, Bronson, Big Body, Alchemist, all because of that show, man. And that show was that show is blown up, bro. Like, here, it's big, man. It's big. So as you're here, let's talk food. I mean, I've got to bring this. I don't want to spit your own bars back at you, but when you said handmade Cubans, handmade pastas, handheld hammers that we purchased off the Rastas, I was like, that's the perfect Mayhem, like, couplet, because that's exactly everything he's about. So we were saying to our listeners, have you got any questions? And one of the other podcasts called Shotgun the Orcs, big up, brat, they said, where do you get your chip butties from now? We saw you on one episode get some chip buddies. Are you still going back there? Have you had another one?
Nah, to be honest, it was good. I'm just trying to be on a more health conscious route, and like French fry sandwich, I don't know if that's in my best interest to do frequently.
That's fair enough.
I'm pretty sure I will have another one, but I don't know when. I'm not going to make it a frequent thing,
Well, if you come to London, we'll get you a good one, man. We'll get you a good one. It'd be a one-off treat.
I'm going to keep it real. I'm not supposed to talk too much, but we shot a London episode for the new season.
Bro, last time you guys did that, it was one of the best. I actually went to the restaurant afterwards because I saw you guys were eating there. And I was like, that's in my city. We got to go. We got to go to that. We went and we spent a stupid amount of money just because it was like, this is that good. So yeah, fair play, man. Your recommendations are always on point. So I'm looking forward to that. But I had some questions generally for you. What's the most outlandish thing you've eaten as you've been doing this adventure for like, however many years? Something that you were like, I didn't think that would be that good, but it is kind of mad.
Oh, you know what? We went to this Indian spot called Kebabish in Queens, and there was like some type of wrap that was all just like inside, like brain, liver, guts, all kind of shit that I don't necessarily eat. I try not to eat the interior of animals, but I don't know what seasoning they threw on it, what kind of special spice they hit it with, but that was fire. And again, that's something that I would have never eaten if the camera wasn't out. But I'm glad that I did, though.
Yeah, man, that sounds hot. That's amazing. Yeah, fair play. And as we do talk about 90s, is there like a 90s dish you miss now? Like, oh man, I wish we still had that.
A 90s dish? Nah, not really, man. Anything fire I ate in the 90s, I'm cooking on my own right now. Like, I try not to miss things. If I like it, I try to preserve it. Like, I'm sick, even with clothing items. Like, if I like something, I'll buy 2 or 3 of it to hold me down for a couple years. Like, I try not to miss things, man. I indulge in what I like, you know? And the thing is, like, it's not like I'm overindulging because I'm very selective. So people will say, yo, what's wrong with you? Why'd you buy 3 of that shirt? Well, yo, I might not buy another shirt this whole year, but I want to have this forever.
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know.
I feel you. If you were hosting then, say you got some people coming over, you want to impress them, what are you cooking?
Oh, man. Well, people really like the Hennessy shrimp recipes that I did. They like the turkey chili, but I mean, I have so many more things. I'm about to hit them with a few recipes before the end of the year.
Okay.
I don't know. I have fun with it. You know what? I like to go about food how I go about music. Like, kind of just freestyle, just see what's in the kitchen and make it work, you know?
Yeah, fair. So moving back to the music, May, right? We had a few listener questions. I'm going to kick off with a few of them and then move into other things. We got Ray Moreno 132. Which new generation artist is your favorite right now?
What do you mean by new generation?
That's what I'm thinking. I would say like new generation is the past few years. So not Rock Marcy, because I think Rock Marcy's been around for a minute, but like someone a little bit newer, maybe 3-4 years.
I think Griselda's been maybe 5, 6. You know, on the radar, and yeah, you know, that's like, come on, that's an easy question, huh?
Yeah, man, they're killing it right now.
And you know what, man? But besides the fact they make excellent music, man, those are high quality humans, man. Those are my dudes, man. All of them, man.
I'm loving the new sound of like this underground music that's coming out. There's always been underground, but you know, you got
mainstream wise. You know who I like? I like DaBaby.
Yes, bro.
Yo, DaBaby can rap his ass off, man. I like that dude, man.
Yeah, he's got bars, man. He's got skills.
He's got bars. He's entertaining. You know, man, people forget that part of being an entertainer is entertainment. Like, you know, like he got a personality. He's a funny dude. Like, he can rap. Like, I fuck with him. Like, you know, like he's doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. And generally, man, hip-hop right now, everyone's winning, man. I think there's a lot going on. We talked about, because it's 2020 next year, the last 10 years of hip-hop, there's a lot has happened. What do you feel? Where do you think the culture is in this last 10 years going into the next, like decade? I
mean, I think it's good. I think there's a lot of creativity. I feel for the first time, I guess just due to the age of hip-hop, that there's a couple rappers that are gonna go the rock star route and do this shit till they're 70. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be Ozzy Osbournes of rap. Like, rap was a thing where you kind of went in and out. But now that, you know, there's older fan base and like the music's changing so much and so many subgenres, I feel like people could do this forever. Rap's not just a flash in the pan thing anymore. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Have you got any favorite albums of the last 10 years or so, or artists that you've been like, that I will cherish forever kind of thing?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, anything Bronson put out, you know, the Bronson albums have all been fire. Rock Marcy album's been fire. Griselda album's been fire. My man, you know, put out some heat. Any of the Muggs collabs been fire, you know. Obviously, whatever I've done, you know, I feel highly about. There's been a lot of good shit in the last 10 years, man. A lot. Like, those are just some of my personal favorites. But if I really sat and thought, like, there's been a lot, you know. I mean, Ka's album's fire.
Yeah, man. That guy's elusive. Like, I want him on the pod. I was like, we need to get him. He needs. I need to talk to him about his bars, man. Where does that shit come from, man? It's just another world. It's crazy.
You know what? Alchemist projects. Alchemist has put out so much work too, man. Like,
yeah, Al's like, crazy, man.
That first Schoolboy album, I like that shit a lot.
Yeah,
there's been a lot. There's been a lot of good stuff, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, 90s is 90s, and everyone talks about that. But this decade's been dope, man. I think there's been a lot of good stuff this decade. But if we are talking about 90s, a few questions we always ask: which 90s artist do you think has aged the best?
As an artist or just in general?
As an artist, yeah, or both.
I mean, probably Jay, man. You know, like, come on.
Yeah.
What Jay-Z's done is like, who else is gonna do that? Who else has done it? Who else could do it? Take things to so many different levels, still wrap circles around everybody, just make inspirational business moves, like, you know.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a minute, man. He's been doing it for a minute as well. I mean, is there any artists that you wish you could have worked with in the 90s, or like tracks that, is there a track where you've been like, you know what, if I could have jumped on any track, I'd love to have jumped on that track?
Nah. I mean, whatever. I'm just glad all that stuff came before me and it could inspire me, you know? It served its purpose like that. I don't want to, you know, go back in time and Photoshop myself in the 90s, but I'm just glad that, you know, all that stuff came out to inspire me, you know?
Yeah, no, fair enough. Although I would love to have seen you photoshopped in some of that. I'm not going to lie, on the Terror Squad or some shit. That'd be amazing.
All right, you want to know? You know what? If I could put myself on some 90s tracks, what I put myself, I make a Fast Life remix. I jump on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be sick. That would.
Hey, you know what song I always love too, man? Like, love, like Royal Flush and Noriega. It's a shame.
Yeah. Damn,
like that shit. I always wish like at the end of the song when the beat's rocking, I always start spitting my own verse, like, you know. So, I guess those records.
Yeah, man. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. And you know what's a flashback? I've not heard that in so long. Yeah, I need to go back revisit that. Definitely. Good shout, man. Good shout. And May, man, we know you love your gear. We know you love your like just looking crisp. Everything's looking good. What's like the blingiest thing you've wore or like bought where you're like, yeah, that shit is gonna bang?
I don't know. I got a lot of crazy shit, man. Like, to be honest, it's my hobby. It's what I do. It's like, you know, I don't play pool. I don't play golf. I don't go bowling. I don't collect stamps. Like, I like things. You know what I mean? I don't do drugs. I barely drink. This is what I do. This is my vice. Like, I got a lot of crazy things, man. I got a lot of things I haven't even pulled out and, you know, shown the world yet. Things I just look at by myself and smile. Like, I don't know.
Oh, man, that's good, man. I know, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good that, you know, everyone needs that kind of thing. And yeah, man, it's nice that's how you approach it. That's how you approach it all.
It's a hobby, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, man. So if we're talking about the future for May, is there stuff that you really, really want to do? Is there projects you want to work on, or are you kind of taking it as it comes?
Nah, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to take, I always want to rap, and I will, but I want to take behind the scenes step a little bit. I want to try to do more behind the scenes work with music. I want to go further with this cooking thing. I want to push this as far as it can go. You know what I mean? Hit y'all with some food products, some more cooking content.
Yeah, man.
Things like that. Yeah, and musically, I mean, I could just talk. Me and Muggs got another album that's like 80% done.
Okay.
Me and Madlib have an album that's 80% done.
Sorry, what? You and Madlib have an album?
Yeah, it's definitely coming out next year. 100%.
May, what the fuck, man? Talk to me. Yeah, what's it like working with someone like Madlib, man?
I mean, it's just an honor, you know what I mean? And, you know, all different producers bring different elements of you out. So, yeah, it's fire, man. Like, you know, and me and Darringer got an album done that, depending on when we get it mastered, it's either going to come out next month or next year. So that's already done, man.
So that's a Darringer whole project, yeah?
Yeah, whole project.
So this is the interesting thing where the sound is going for hip-hop for me right now. I'm not sure what you think, but like Darringer being like the latest evolution of it, but you got Al, who's just been fucking killing it. You have Muggs, who's constantly evolving his sound. You got Madlib, who's constantly evolving his sound. I mean, I feel like I don't know what's going to come next. Like, I'm excited to see what comes next. And I always thought Darringer was going to be one of the people that's going to push it. So when you say that about the project that you're doing with him, it's like, you're in the middle of that storm, man. You're in the eye of the hurricane. You're like there just kind of working with these people. It must be amazing, man.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, I'm just letting things, you know, happen.
Nah, man. Blessed, man. Blessed.
Happy to be in the position I'm in and just make the best of it. You know, I had a wise man tell me many years ago, shout out to my man Dallas Penn, that the reward for good work is the opportunity to do more work.
Yeah, man, that's deep.
That's kind of how I look at it. Like, hey, last project was good. Now I get a chance to do another one. You know what I mean? Or let's just keep working.
Yeah, man. That's a good wisdom, man. Yeah, everyone can learn from that. And just a few last things that we always ask, just regular staples. We asked Muggs this as well. We have like a playlist. We talk about Woo. We talk about Woo a lot on this pod. They've got so much music. They just got so much. And there's always some slept on tracks or slept on like pieces of work. And we started making a playlist, which is like the hidden slept on Wu-Tang bangers. It's like people are bringing like tracks that I've not heard before. Where I'm like, oh, I need to check that. Is there like a track from Woo where you've been like, do you know what? That needs a bit more love.
Yeah, there's a bunch, man. Shit, there's a bunch. I forget the name of. Oh, I'll tell you right off top, the Raekwon Pete Rock joint, "Kids That's Rich."
Kids That's Rich.
Raekwon and Pete Rock. That's one of the best songs ever, bro.
Which album is? Oh, shit. Yeah. The Vatican mixtape. That's the one.
I don't know if that song is on the Vatican mixtape. I just know that it's a Raekwon Pete Rock song called "Kids That's Rich." That's sick. Crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on the playlist. That's the Mayhem addition to the playlist. I like that, man. Definitely. Thank you for blessing us with that one. I can give you a bunch, but definitely, run with that one, man. That's it. A1 rap music, you know. So May, man, thank you for blessing us, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you're doing for the culture, man. Keep pushing it forward into culinary things, into hip hop things, to fashion, whatever it is, man. We're here for it. Is there stuff you were looking to plug? Is there anything coming up? I mean, you talked about them projects, but is there anything else we should be looking out for?
Season 4, fuck that's delicious. We on the way, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know we're here for that.
That's basically it. See, season 4, you know, May and Derringer, May and Muggs, May and Madlib. That's enough for now. There'll be more, but you know, that's it for now, you know?
Yeah. And I know she's going to kill me if I don't say this, by the way, mate. My missus, yeah? So we'll sit there. She does not really care too much about this podcast. She'll be like in and out and like maybe hear a few things. And I was like, oh, so I'm looking to get Mayhem on and like, Fuck That's Delicious. And she was like, she just stopped what she was doing. She's like, wait, what? You got someone from Fuck That? That's where you're at right now, mate. You're operating in a place in my household that really doesn't care too much about rap, that you're operating, you permeated that. So I just want to say, big up, you got my missus to actually care about my podcast. So thank you, man.
That makes me happy.
Thank you, man. But yeah, man, last but not least, we always ask the last great piece of music you heard. It could be old, it could be new, but just the last thing you heard where you were like, damn, man, that's fire.
Hold on, I could tell you because I actually wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm going through my notes right now. Oh, a reggae song, Spice. So Me Like It.
Okay, Spice by who? Sony Like It.
And it's like she's apparently a newer reggae artist, but it sounded like 90s dancehall joints.
Oh.
Like the type of, you know how reggae like changed and like they put all the synths in it and it got like kind of away from just like the drum and like whatever. But,
I feel you.
It's like that old feeling. I'm like, I actually thought it was like a joint I missed from the 90s. I'm like, what's this? And I got put onto that. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had to write it down.
Damn, I like that. Something new I've not heard before. I'm going in. Yes, please. Thank you, man. Thank you. But May, again, do your thing. Keep smashing it, bro. And anytime you're in London, man, hit us up, man. We'd love to have you on. Talk some more 90s.
Yo, you could run into me at Harrods at any given point. You could see me shirtless in the food court, wilding.
I'm here for that. I'm here for the shirtless mayhem in Harrods. I love that. Okay.
You know?
Well, thank you, man. Well, keep doing your thing, man. And yeah, we'll hit you up soon, I'm sure. And if you want to promo any of your stuff, doors always open, man. Come back on here. We'd love that.
No doubt, man. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Have a good one. Man.
Peace. Man, there we go. Meyhem Lauren, mate, the little World Cup himself. Yeah, man, bringing joke, bringing insight, bringing passion. Yeah, man, I thought it was a great guest. And yeah, I'm going to check Fuck That's Delicious because you know it's going to be on. You know it's going to be on. Your mouth's going to be drooling while you're watching that. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed that. Hope everyone's enjoying the podcast generally. I mean, the guest alone, man, I'm loving it. And I need to get the boys back on, the actual Crate 808 crew, and actually talk some album debates and album reviews. So they will be coming soon. Don't worry about that. For now, please rate, review, share, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell everyone you know who likes 90s hip hop to just check the podcast out, man. All we need is a bit of love to grow and just nourish this little community, you know, that we're all involved in. So yeah, big up everyone on Twitter, MF Gloom, man, boom. Thank you for all the interactions. But you know what? Not just him. I love you, mate. But everyone, thank you for the interactions, man. All of you. Rob Percy, Will Levine, giving us some nice chat on Twitter and that. And you know what? Check us out. Crate808.com, Crate808 on Twitter, Crate_808 on Instagram. Hit us up, man. Show us some love. And yeah, we just keep rolling, man. We just keep rolling. Coming up, we've got a lot more guests. We got a lot more debates. So keep it locked, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Boom.